Hello, thank you for watching. Just wanted to do a quick video here about language learning because I was an English teacher for a few years. I found one topic that is universally understood throughout different cultures, especially if you're teaching at a school where you have students from various places and countries and cultures. Food is always a great icebreaker topic. So if you have a big long class, like all day class um, with your students, a nice thing to do in the morning for an icebreaker or after a long break, I find is to bring out some really simple topic surrounding food. So, what is your favorite thing to make? What is your worst favorite food as a child? Favorite restaurant? Worst favorite restaurant? Best experience? Um, Hosting a dinner party or something like this, depending on the age as well. Um, but it's just a great thing. I really enjoy the exercise where, especially when you have students from different places, where you create a very simple recipe because it's something that um, the students will usually know, or at least they'll sort of know, and they really have to think about it in order to translate it into English. Um, and it's a great way to not only learn new vocabulary, but also really try to communicate for communication's sake. Because a lot of these ESL activities, they are kind of about communication, but it's more just like sort of getting to know you, small chit chat stuff that where you don't really need to maybe know all the details, but when it comes to like teaching someone how to cook a specific dish or something like this, then you really do need to get like the exact precise message across, and then you have to like work through communicating with the other person whether it's finding new vocabulary um, or just explaining things in a different way in case they didn't understand the first time. And it's a really good topic, I find. So if you are in sort of like an English language group or you have like a pen pal or something like that, you're not really sure what to talk about, food is always a great topic. Also for teachers, if you're not sure what to do in your class, you've got 10 minutes to spare. Maybe everyone went through the exercises really quickly and you've got no more material. It's a great way to just not just fill up time, but with like useful communication. Um, with that, language, I think I talked about this one before, but the biggest factor with learning language is always going to be personal motivation. So it's always going to be up to the students to actually engage with learning, and and you have to make sure as best you can that all the students understand their motivations, why they want to learn more, what benefits they will get from improving their English, and really just as much as possible try to get the students to explain why it is important to them um, to improve their language skills. Because even though they maybe sort of know why, it gets lost and then maybe they kind of forget and they get distracted by other things in life, which is understandable. But when you make them verbally say out loud like what their motivations are, it reminds them, hopefully reinforces what they already believe, hopefully. There are those students who are just taking the course because it's like a free vacation. They're probably, in most cases, not going to learn very much because they literally don't care. And so all you can do is say, you know what, it's up to you to care. I'll do my best job. But in the end, I find a lot of teachers are hesitant to put any responsibility on their students. I always say, I am going to do my best, but at the end of the day, it's up to you to learn. If you don't want to learn, you can do all the exercises and write down all the words 10 times and write a million essays translating word for word probably, and you might not retain or remember almost any of it if you don't have the motivation. And I mean, it can't be a false motivation. Like, you sometimes you think, oh, I just want to learn just want to learn a new language or whatever out of curiosity or something like that. But if you don't have like an ultimate end motivation, it's very difficult. Also, the brain needs to know that you are serious. It's just one of these things with learning in general, but especially with language learning, you really just do have to care. That's really the most important factor, as with a lot of things in life. So another thing with the cheat. Oh, right, I was going to say the slang, cheat day. So if you're talking about food, cheat day is a thing that's very big in North America and in sort of a lot of Western English cultures. So if you are on a diet where you can only eat certain things, and then you'll have maybe like one day per week when you can have a cheat day or a cheat meal, which basically means for that day or for that meal, you don't have to stay with your diet. You can have something else. So, for example, if you're trying to have no sugar, but then one day per week you can have like a cake or something. So, this is always a good topic. I like to bring up these types of slang words with English speakers because it is something that is only really like in spoken English. You wouldn't too much see it in like formal written English, maybe in like blog posts about fitness or something you might, but in like academic writing or textbooks, you're probably not going to find stuff like that. So I always like to throw in these sort of slang or idioms and stuff like that. I find them really interesting. And I think I might do a series of videos on idioms at some point as well. So look forward to that. What else? Oh yeah. So on the theme of making, exchanging recipes, I think that's a really good idea. If you're looking to practice your English, I suggest you make a video or a blog post about some sort of recipe that you know that you would like to share. And if it's like an English language thing, then maybe just ask for anyone to post comments if they see any suggestions for things that you could change, word changes or anything like that. Yeah. And that's pretty much my video for that. I have all of my ESL videos as well as some other really good ones I found on YouTube under the ESL playlist. So you can find a link for that in this video. Check that out. And if you find anything, like any helpful videos or whatever, just let me know. Comment, send me the link, comment on this video, so that everyone can share and learn together. All right, well, that is that for that video. So, yeah.